So there I was, fresh out of college with my business degree, thinking I was about to take over the world. Got this entry-level position at some mid-tier consulting firm, and that's where I first met Omar. This dude was already 2 years deep into the company grind. Had his little cubicle all organized with his motivational quotes and family pictures. Real corporate type. You know, always dressed clean, always on time, always doing the most to impress the supervisors. At first, I ain't really pay him no mind. He was cute and all, tall, dark skin, nice smile, but he seemed mad boring. Like the type to go home and watch documentaries for fun. But we got assigned to work on this project together. Some analysis for a client that was taking forever, and I started seeing a different side of him. Boy was actually funny when he wasn't trying to be all professional. Had me cracking up during these long meetings, making jokes under his breath about our supervisor who thought she was somebody important. Omar was smart too, like really smart, not just book smart, but he understood people, understood how to navigate office politics without being fake about it. And the way he looked out for me when I was still learning the ropes, that was different. Most dudes either trying to compete with you or they trying to get in your pants. Omar just wanted to see me succeed. No strings attached. We started eating lunch together, staying late to finish projects. And I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling him, but I also knew better than to mess around with somebody I worked with. Too much drama, too messy. So when Omar told me he was leaving the company after 2 years to take a better position somewhere else, part of me was sad to see him go. But another part was like, okay, now we can see what this really is. He asked me out like 2 weeks after his last day, took me to this nice restaurant downtown, not too fancy but classy enough to show he was serious. And that's how we started. Omar was the type of boyfriend every girl say they want, attentive, loyal, always planning cute dates. Remembering little things I mentioned in passing, he'd bring me coffee in the morning, rub my feet after long days, listen to me complain about work drama without trying to fix everything. For the first couple years, I was really feeling it. We had good chemistry, good conversation, and he was talking about building a future together from early on. Omar wasn't playing games or keeping his options open when he was with you. He was with you, period. That felt good after dealing with all these other dudes who couldn't even commit to weekend plans. But somewhere around year 3, I started feeling, I don't know, restless. Like, don't get me wrong, Omar was a good man, but good can get boring real quick. We had our routine down to a science, dinner dates, movie nights, hanging with his family, going to work, functions together. It was giving married couple vibes. And I wasn't sure I was ready for all that. I'm 24, 25 years old, looking cute, got my own money, and I'm living like somebody's wife already. Meanwhile, my girls are out here having fun, going to parties, meeting new people, posting pictures from rooftop bars and club events, and I'm at home with Omar, watching Netflix and eating takeout. Again, don't get me wrong, I love spending time with my man, but damn, could we do something different for once? Every time I brought up going out, like really going out, not just to some restaurant, Omar would get this look on his face, not saying no directly, but making it clear he wasn't feeling it. Those places are loud. Destiny. You know, that's not really my scene. We can have more fun just staying in. After a while, I started feeling like he was trying to control my social life. Like, just because you don't want to go to clubs don't mean I can't go. I'm a grown woman with my own friends and my own interests. But every time I mentioned wanting to go out dancing or hit up a party, Omar would get all quiet and weird about it. Not forbidding me or nothing, but definitely making his disapproval known. So I started going out with my girls sometimes and just not mentioning it. Not lying exactly, just not bringing it up. If he asked what I did over the weekend, I talk about the other stuff, shopping, brunch, getting my nails done. The club part just didn't need to be discussed. What he don't know won't hurt him, right? And honestly, those nights out felt amazing. Reminded me who I was before I got all coupled up. Dancing until my feet hurt. Laughing with my girls, feeling cute in my outfits. Getting attention from random dudes who didn't know I had a whole boyfriend at home. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, just enjoying myself. Just living. Omar never questioned it because why would he? I always came home, always answered his calls, always made time for him. In his mind, his little girlfriend was just having innocent girls' nights. And maybe that made me lose a little respect for him. If I'm being honest, like, how are you going to be so trusting that you don't even notice when your girl is living a whole different life? This went on for maybe a year and a half. Me going out way more than Omar knew about. Him staying home thinking we were in this perfect relationship and we were good when we were together. I made sure of that. I wasn't bringing no drama home. Wasn't acting different toward him. If anything, I was probably a better girlfriend because I was getting my social needs met elsewhere. Then Omar started acting different, more attentive, asking weird questions about my ring size and what kind of jewelry I liked, taking me past jewelry stores and watching my reaction to different pieces. Boy thought he was being slick, but I could tell what was happening. After 5 years together, he was finally ready to propose. Part of me was excited. Omar was husband material, no doubt about that. Stable job, treated me good, loved me for real. My mama had been asking when he was going to make it official since year 2. All my friends were getting engaged and married, posting their ring pictures and planning weddings. It was my turn, but another part of me was scared. Once we got engaged, then married. That would be it for my club days. No more girls' nights, no more dancing, no more feeling free and single even for a few hours. I'd be somebody's wife, with wife responsibilities and wife expectations. Was I ready for that? I decided to enjoy my freedom while I still had it. Omar was taking his time with the proposal anyway, probably saving up for a ring and planning something special. That gave me a few more months to live my life before everything changed. That's how I ended up at Club Paradise on a Thursday night in March. Told Omar I was tired from work and probably gonna fall asleep early. He was like, okay, baby, get some rest, and kissed me goodbye like the trusting fool he was. As soon as he left for his boys' night out, I was getting dressed and calling my girl, Keisha, to come pick me up. Club Paradise was packed that night. Good music, good vibes, everybody looking cute and having a good time. Me and Keisha got our drinks and found a spot on the dance floor, and I just let loose. Felt so good to move my body. Feel the bass. Forget about everything else for a while. That's when I noticed this dude watching me from the VIP section. Tall, light skin, nice build, dressed like he had money. He was fine, no cap. And he was definitely checking for me when our eyes met. He motioned for me to come over. Keisha was like, girl, that's Malcolm. He's one of the promoters here. Got his own table every weekend. Malcolm was smooth. I'll give him that. Had me laughing within 5 minutes. Buying drinks. Making me feel like the most beautiful woman in the club. We danced. We talked. We vibed. And yeah, there was definitely chemistry there. The type of chemistry that makes you forget you got a whole boyfriend at home who's probably asleep by now. I ain't gonna lie and say I didn't know what I was doing. When Malcolm whispered in my ear asking if I wanted to go somewhere quieter, I knew what that meant. When he led me to the back area where the staff offices were, I knew what was about to happen. When he kissed me against the wall and I kissed him back, I made that choice. We hooked up 3 times that night. Once in his office, once in the bathroom, and once in his car before Keisha and I left. It was wild, spontaneous, exciting. Everything my relationship with Omar wasn't. Malcolm had this energy about him, this confidence that was addictive, made me feel like I was 21 again instead of 26 and practically married. His friend was taking pictures throughout the night. Club photographer documenting the party. I didn't think nothing of it when he snapped a few of me and Malcolm dancing, looking all close and intimate. Just seemed like regular club photos that would end up on their social media pages. I got home around 3 in the morning, showered, and slipped into bed next to Omar like nothing happened. He was sleeping peacefully, probably dreaming about our future together while I was laying there with another man's scent still on my skin, despite the shower. The next morning, Omar asked how I slept, like a baby. I told him, which wasn't even a lie. I was exhausted from my night out, so I did sleep good once I finally got to bed. He made me breakfast, kissed me goodbye, and went to work. Perfect boyfriend, just like always. I thought that was it. One wild night, no consequences, back to regular life. Malcolm had my number, but I figured he was just another club dude who wouldn't follow up. And even if he did, I could handle that situation. What I didn't know was that Malcolm had a whole moral code about messing with taken women. Apparently, after our night together, he did some social media stalking and found out I had a serious boyfriend, not just dating around, but in a committed 5-year relationship with a dude who posted pictures of us together with captions like "my queen" and "forever my lady." Instead of just leaving it alone, Malcolm decided to reach out to Omar directly. Sent him a message on Instagram with one of those pictures from the club, me and Malcolm all hugged up, looking guilty as hell. The message was simple. Thought you should know your girl was at the club with me last night. We need to talk. Omar, being the methodical person he is, didn't come at me crazy or emotional. He set up a meeting with Malcolm first, got all the details, saw all the evidence, found out about the 3 hookups, the lies I told, everything. By the time he came to confront me, he already knew the whole story. I was at home the next evening, doing my hair and thinking about what to cook for dinner, when Omar walked in with this look on his face. Not angry exactly, but serious. Real serious. Destiny, when's the last time you went to the club? The question caught me off guard. We don't usually talk about my girls' nights in detail, so why was he asking now? But I figured honesty was the best policy. Well, partial honesty. Some weeks ago. Why didn't you tell me? How many times have you been going without mentioning it? Now I'm getting defensive because this is sounding like an interrogation. Omar, I don't know. I couldn't count how many times. A lot. But it's just dancing and drinks with my girls. Nothing bad happened. So you've been going to clubs regularly and hiding it from me. I wasn't hiding it. You don't like that scene. So I didn't want to stress you out over nothing. I just wanted to have fun. Omar nodded like he was processing that information. Then he hit me with the real question. Is there anything else I should worry about? Anything else you've been hiding? I looked him dead in the eye and said, absolutely nothing happened. I go out. I dance. I come home to you. That's it. That's when Omar pulled out his phone and showed me the picture. Me and Malcolm, looking real comfortable, his hands all on my waist while we danced. The timestamp showed it was from 2 nights ago, the night I told him I fell asleep early. My heart started racing, but I kept my face calm. That's not me. Omar raised an eyebrow. That's not you. No, that's not me. It's probably AI or something from someone who doesn't like me. People be doing that now, making fake pictures to start drama. Even as the words came out my mouth, I knew how stupid they sounded, but what else was I going to say? That picture was clear as day. Definitely me. Definitely Malcolm. Definitely not looking like just friends. Omar stared at me for a long moment, then put his phone away. Okay, Destiny, if that's your story. But something in his voice told me this conversation wasn't over. And the way he started gathering his things from around my apartment told me everything I needed to know. Omar wasn't buying my explanation, and he wasn't sticking around to hear more lies. Where are you going? I'm done, he said simply. 5 years. And you gonna look me in my face and lie like I'm stupid? We're done. That's when the tears started coming. Not because I felt guilty about Malcolm, but because I was losing Omar, losing this relationship, this future, this security. Baby, wait, can we talk about this? But Omar was already at the door with a bag of his stuff. There's nothing to talk about. I know what I know. You can keep lying to yourself, but don't insult my intelligence. And just like that, he was gone. I spent the next few weeks going through it, calling Omar, texting him, showing up at his job. But this dude had completely cut me off, changed his number, blocked me on social media, told his family not to give me any information about him, like 5 years meant nothing to him. My girls kept telling me to let him go, that if he couldn't forgive one mistake, then he wasn't the one anyway. And part of me agreed. It's not like I was having a whole affair. It was one night, one situation that got out of hand. Omar was being dramatic and stubborn, throwing away a good relationship over nothing. But then Malcolm kept calling me, wanting to meet up again. And I realized this dude had basically destroyed my relationship for no reason. Like, What was the point of telling Omar? We could have just kept that night between us and everybody would have been happy. Instead, he had to go and be all moral and righteous, ruining everything. I thought that was the worst of it. Lost my boyfriend, but at least it was private. At least I could control the narrative with my family and friends. Make it seem like we just grew apart or wanted different things. Then Omar decided to go nuclear. A few weeks after our breakup, I wake up to my phone blowing up. Text messages, missed calls, notifications from every social media app. My first thought was that somebody died or something happened to my family. Instead, I find out that Omar posted that club picture on his Instagram story and Twitter, not just posted it, but tagged me in it and sent it directly to my parents, my siblings, my cousins. Everybody, the caption was simple. When you find out your girl of 5 years has been living a double life, thought y'all should know who she really is. I have never been so embarrassed in my entire life. My mama calling me crying, asking how I could do this to such a good man. My daddy talking about how disappointed he is, how he raised me better than this. My little sister texting me like Destiny. What is this? This looks really bad. The comments and messages were overwhelming. People I went to high school with, old coworkers, family friends. Everybody had something to say about my business. Some people were supportive, saying Omar was wrong for putting me on blast, but most people were dragging me, calling me all kinds of names, saying I got what I deserved. I was heated, like beyond heated. This man really had the audacity to try and destroy my reputation because his feelings got hurt. That's some real female behavior. Posting pictures and telling people's family about private relationship business. A real man would have handled this between us, not try to embarrass me in front of the whole world. So I drove to his apartment to check him about this disrespectful mess he pulled. Soon as he opened the door, I started going off. You really posted that picture. You really sent that to my family. What type of bitch-made shit is that? Omar, this dude had the nerve to look at me like I was crazy. You got a lot of nerve coming to my door after what you did. What I did, I made one mistake and you trying to ruin my whole life. You moving like a straight female right now? Putting my business in the streets? One mistake. Omar laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. Destiny, you've been lying to me for years, going to clubs, hooking up with random dudes, playing me like I'm some fool. That wasn't a mistake. That was a choice. Multiple choices. I started poking him in his chest because he was really trying to act like he was better than me. You're not a real man. A real man would have cheated back, would have handled this like a grown-up instead of crying on social media like some hurt little boy. That's when Omar grabbed my hand to stop me from poking him and pushed me back from his doorway. You need to leave. Now, before I call the police and get a restraining order. A restraining order. For what? For harassment. You've been calling me, showing up at my job, and now you're at my house putting your hands on me. I'm done being nice about the situation. The way he said it, all calm and serious, made me realize he wasn't playing. This wasn't the Omar I knew, the one who would do anything to make me happy. This was a different person, someone who had completely written me off. So that's it. 5 years and you're just gonna throw it all away. I didn't throw anything away. Destiny, you did. When you decided to lie to me, cheat on me, and then look me in my face and deny what I could clearly see. You threw it away. I wanted to say something else. Wanted to make him understand that he was being extra and dramatic. But the look in his eyes told me there was no point. Omar was done with me. For real this time. As I drove home, I started thinking about what I actually lost. Not just Omar, but everything that came with him. The stability, the future we were planning. The ring he was probably going to buy me. Omar knew everything about me, my favorite foods, how I liked my coffee, what movies made me cry. He knew my family, my dreams, my fears. You can't just replace that with some random dude from the club. And now everybody knew what I did. The picture Omar posted wasn't going away. People had screenshot it, shared it, saved it. Even if I deleted all my social media accounts, that image was out there forever. Anytime someone Googled my name or looked me up, they might see that picture and know I was the type of girl who cheated on her long-term boyfriend. My family was disappointed. My friends were divided. and my reputation was damaged. All for what? One night with Malcolm, that wasn't even that serious. Some excitement that lasted a few hours but cost me everything. The worst part was that Omar had moved on completely. Mutual friends told me he seemed happier, more focused on himself and his career. He wasn't out here looking for a new girlfriend or trying to get back at me. He had just let me go and kept living his life. Meanwhile, I was stuck dealing with the consequences of my choices. Malcolm stopped calling once he realized the drama he caused. My girls got tired of hearing me complain about the situation. My family still brought up Omar sometimes, talking about how much they missed him and what a good man he was. I tried dating other people, but it wasn't the same. These new dudes didn't know me like Omar did. They didn't care about my goals or my feelings the way he did. They were just looking for something casual, something fun, something temporary. Nobody was trying to build a future with a girl who had a reputation for cheating. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had just been honest with Omar from the beginning. If I had told him I wanted to go out sometimes, maybe we could have worked something out. Maybe he would have come with me. Or maybe we could have found a compromise. Instead, I chose to lie and sneak around. And that choice cost me everything. But mostly, I try not to think about it too much. What's done is done, and I can't change the past. Omar made his decision, and he seems happy with it. I just have to figure out how to move forward and rebuild what I lost. The hardest part is knowing that I had something real with Omar. Something genuine and lasting that most people spent their whole lives looking for. And I threw it away for a few hours of excitement that didn't mean anything to anyone. That's the part that keeps me up at night sometimes. Not the embarrassment or the family drama, or even losing Omar himself. It's knowing that I had exactly what I wanted, a man who loved me completely and was ready to marry me, and I destroyed it because I was bored and selfish and thought I could have everything without any consequences. But life don't work like that. Choices have consequences, and some consequences last forever. Omar moved on and found his peace. Me. I'm still dealing with what I lost, and I probably will be for a long time.